So this is video number 33. So to be an ex-Jehovah's Witness means that at one time we must have been a Jehovah's Witness. And if we were a Jehovah's Witness, then good chance we were going to perish. And this is why. I'll read 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. Here you go. Listen carefully to this. Verse 9. But the lawless one's presence is according to the operation of Satan, with every powerful work and lying signs and portents, and with every unrighteous deception for those who are perishing, as a retribution because they did not accept the love of the truth. So what is the truth? They did not accept the love of the truth, that they might be saved. So that is why God lets an operation of error go to them, that they may get to believing the lie. Millions now living will never die. You positively will not die. The operation of Satan. In order that they all may be judged, because they did not believe the truth, but took pleasure in unrighteousness, in the lies. They're carrying on with the lies, the lie. You positively will not die. The operation of Satan. So it says here, they did not accept the love of the truth, that they might be saved. So, are we saved? Well, seems like we're heading in that direction. But did we save ourselves? Or did Jesus Christ intervene? And it's now Him that's saving us. We've been taken away from that very dark place, a place of darkness, and we're being brought into His wonderful light. So you need to think about that. Are we now saved? And if that's the case, do we love the truth? And what is the truth? And where and when will we find it? Good questions, huh? So if we're now being judged, is that judgment a favorable one? Well, yeah, because we've been taken away from that place of darkness. And yet there are still people left behind in that very dark place. So what should we do? So now, if we are in fact being saved from perishing, we were going to perish according to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 if we continued carrying on with the lie and all the unrighteous deceptions which are now being exposed. So there's something about being born again that has a great deal to do with being saved and the truth. It's in 1 Peter chapter 1. Let's read that. So listen to what Peter says to those ones given a new birth. Given to them. It wasn't earned. There's nothing you could have done to really obtain it. It's given. A new birth is being given to a certain group of people. Listen carefully. I'll start at the end of verse 2 in chapter 1 of the first letter of Peter. May undeserved kindness and peace be increased to you. Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. For according to his great mercy. So, is it just a little bit of mercy? How large is that mercy? Because a lot of self-righteous Christians and almost everyone in the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society think that it's probably just a little bit of mercy. But do you think they can appreciate just how great the mercy is? Especially while they're still carrying on with a lie? Millions now living will never die. So it's only through great mercy that we've been taken out of that place. And perhaps now we won't perish along with all the other ones who didn't love the truth. They carry on with the lie, even though those millions are all dead. Let me keep reading. For according to his great mercy. And so now I hope my audience is among the very few who are coming to appreciate just how great that mercy is. He gave us a new birth. We might be born again. He gave us a new birth to a living hope through the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead to an incorruptible and undefiled and unfading inheritance. It is reserved or waiting in the heavens for you. So remember in the last video, anyone who conquers will inherit these things. And he will be God's son. It is reserved in the heavens for you, who are being safeguarded by God's power through faith for a salvation ready to be revealed in the last period of time, the final part of the days. In fact, in this fact, you are greatly rejoicing. So are you? You should be. Though for a little while at present, if it must be, you have been grieved by various trials. So, have you? In fact, hasn't every single ex-Jehovah's Witness been grieved by various trials? Being divided off from their family and shunned, persecuted, reproached, people lyingly saying wicked things about you, being treated as if you're dead by your own fathers or mothers or sons or daughters or mother-in-laws. Are you being grieved by various trials, having to find a new place to live because your family doesn't want you in their home anymore? But now, if you're recognizing a salvation ready to be revealed during the last period of time, the final part of the days, you should be rejoicing. So why would God show us mercy by taking us out of that dark place and slowly bring us into his wonderful light? What's happening? What was that all about? Being shunned and persecuted and reproached and having our name cast out as wicked? Name of person is no longer one of Jehovah's Witnesses? Well, goes on to say here in verse 7, in order that the tested quality of your faith in what? The truth. Remember what it said in 2 Thessalonians? In order that they may all be judged, because they did not believe the truth. So, are you believing the truth now? In order that the tested quality of your faith, of much greater value than gold that perishes despite its being proved by fire, may be found a cause for praise and glory and honor. Your faith will be honored at the revelation of Jesus Christ when he appears. Remember Isaiah chapter 66 verse 5. He must appear with rejoicing on your part. So what's this salvation ready to be revealed in the last period of time, the final part of the days? So now I'm going to connect it back to Revelation chapter 12 and the great sign in heaven. Listen carefully. So remember what would happen when that great sign was seen in heaven? I'll remind you, it's in verse 5. And she gave birth to a son, a male, who is to shepherd all the nations with an iron rod. And her child was caught away to God and to his throne. So that's one thing that happens. And this birth is done with pains. In verse 2 it said, and she cries out in her pains and in her agony to give birth. So someone is born again when this great sign is seen. But there's something else that now happens. And I'll start in verse 10. And I heard a loud voice in heaven say, now have come to pass the salvation and the power and the kingdom of our God, Jehovah, God's kingdom, and the authority of his Christ, because the accuser of our brothers has been hurled down. So, a salvation ready to be revealed in the last period of time. Can you see it? I'll continue. Because the accuser of our brothers has been hurled down, who accuses them day and night before our God. And they conquered him, Satan. They conquered him because of the blood of the Lamb. Forgiveness. We've been shown great mercy because of the blood of the Lamb. It's Jesus Christ who's extended his forgiveness, mercy to us and taken us away from that place of darkness where we were perishing. And they conquered him because of the blood of the Lamb and because of the word of their witnessing. So there you go. How do you conquer Satan? Well, we've already received the great mercy. But what about the witnessing part? What do we bear witness to? What will the word of our witness contain? Because now we have to say something. If we can see that this is the salvation to be revealed during the end of the times, the final part of the days. It's now. Especially once that great sign is seen in heaven. So, what do we give witness to? The truth. Remember in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 what it said? It's because they didn't believe the truth. So, what is the truth? And where do we find it? And who is this truth that we're to bear witness to? Who is it given to? I'll read John chapter 15 again. So if Christians really are going to conquer Satan by bearing witness to the truth, it's going to happen during the end of the days, the final part of the days. Because that's when the truth will be known. And how will it be known? Here's what Jesus Christ said. You have faith in him, right? In John chapter 15, verse 26. When the Helper arrives, that I will send you from the Father, the Spirit of the truth, which proceeds from the Father. That one will bear witness about me, and you, in turn, are to bear witness. Because you have been with me from when I began. I have spoken these things to you that you may not be stumbled. Men will expel you. So, that's the truth. These are the people who learn the truth and are being asked or commanded by Jesus Christ and God, it's from God, Jehovah, to bear witness to these things. And certainly then, that's how Satan is conquered, through the truth. He doesn't want anyone to believe the truth. He's quite happy that they go on believing the lie. So I'll go on to verse 8. It says, by the way, verse 8 of John chapter 16 now. And when that one arrives, he will give the world convincing evidence concerning sin and concerning righteousness and concerning judgment. And it goes on in verse 13 to say, however, when that one arrives, the Spirit of the truth, he will guide you into all the truth. For he will not speak of his own impulse, but what things he hears, he will speak, and he will declare to you the things coming. So, this is another great mercy that Jesus Christ is now extending to us. The truth. Because if we're to bear witness, are we going to bear witness to all the things we were previously convinced to believe? Or are we going to bear witness to these truths that will be understood when the salvation is revealed during the end of the times, the latter part of the days, the final part? So what if you do bear witness to these truths and conquer Satan? I'll remind you what Daniel said in chapter 12, what he said would happen during the final part of the days. It's in Daniel chapter 12, verse 3. And the ones having insight will shine like the brightness of the expanse. And they should. They're being taken out of that place of darkness and into his wonderful light. And the ones having insight will shine like the brightness of the expanse. And those who are bringing the many to righteousness, giving witness to the truth, like the stars to time indefinite, even forever. So, are you now the ones having insight? And will you give witness? Will you observe Jesus Christ's commandment in John chapter 15? And you, in turn, bear witness. Tell everyone else about God's great mercy and how it works. And this salvation that's now revealed during the latter part of the days. You will shine like the brightness of the expanse, like the stars to time indefinite, even forever. Isn't Jesus Christ awesome to send us help like this?